What's going to happen is there's a number of confessions and you're going to have 60 seconds to interrogate Jay to try and find out which confessions are truthful and which are not. You're going to be interrogating Jay Morton, who's a former SAS operator with 14 years decorated military service. Since then, Jay's become one of the directors of the SAS Uday Win series on Channel 4. He's a 2-time Everest summiteer and author.
Very intimidating.
Now, Georgia is a true crime and history content creator, and she's got over 200,000 subscribers. And when she's not dusting up cases or reading books, Georgia enjoys spending the time in the paddock with the horses. So the whole area of deception detection is linked to emotion. Okay, so generally, right-handed people will tend to look left for information with their eyes. He will unconsciously shift and answer questions. If they're being deceptive in his answers, he won't instinctively be looking for memory, for looking for the truth. He'll be looking to make it up. And how that works is that the brain goes to a different part of the mind. So statistically, most people that are trying to sell you a lie will overcompensate the myth that liars can't look you in the eye. Also about the eyes is blink rate. As Georgia begins to get even more stressed and under pressure, we're going to begin to notice subtle changes, and one of them will be the amount that she's blinking. So blinking is actually linked to emotion and the fight or flight syndrome. What are they doing with their hands? Are they quite animated? Because as the pressure increases, the brain is going to go into a state of what we call detection apprehension. Now, an innocent person is just going to fight their corner. They're going to remain constant in breathing, in eye contact, in the way that they speak with their hands. Whereas as detection apprehension creeps into a guilty person, that animation is going to withdraw inwards. You'll notice them get smaller in their posture. They'll overcompensate eye contact. And you'll notice blink rate. And also voice tone. It's said that people's voice tone breaks or goes up in pitch when they're under extreme stress.
I once went for a casting for Tom Hardy's Body Double.
For which movie?
Well, just in general.
Just in general?
Yeah.
Did you meet Tom Hardy?
I kind of know him anyway.
Okay.
So that's how I got the job.
What's he like?
Tom. Yeah, he's alright. He loves the military. He's shorter than you think.
So when was this? What year? How did it all sort of come about?
The year after I left the army. So I left the army in 2018, so 2019. So I was working for a brand. The two lads are quite good mates with him. And yeah, he was looking for a new body. He's got a stuntman at the minute. Stuntman was out of the country, so it was like a fill-in for him, for like, not stunts, but for just as a body double.
Have you done any actual work as body double? Or is it just...
No, it was literally because we need Tom.
Just,
Because
right.
the lads need Tom.
I would say maybe it's true.
I would stick and say it's false.
It's false.
Yeah. You also flashed, it's discussed, but it's not discussed. You kind of went like that, which is, again, in this context, could be, I've got no confidence in what I've just said. So it was almost like an unconscious, I don't know if you're aware of that or not. And that's, again, unconscious, so we can't control that.
I shoplifted from Claire's accessories when I was 9.
Could you talk me through it?
I didn't mean to, it was a complete accident. I sort of went in and picked up something, was putting it in my hair, and then accidentally walked out with it still in my hair and nobody noticed.
So you didn't get caught?
No.
So you didn't get in trouble?
No.
What was it?
It was just a little hair clip.
Just one, two?
Yeah, like one of those like butterfly clips, the ones you sort of use to pull your hair back.
Why did you put it in your hair?
You just got to try it out and see if you like how it looks.
So at what point did you decide to take it without paying?
I didn't realise till I was in the car, and then I didn't tell my mum because I felt bad.
And how did that happen? How did you actually get possession of it then, if you didn't know what you were doing?
Like I sort of accidentally left it in my hair, so I was sort of putting things in my hair and...
So you put it on in the store?
Yeah, and I forgot it was there and then didn't realise till I was in the car and I didn't want to tell my mum.
Did your mum not recognise it?
No, she's got 4 kids, so...
I'm going to go with it's a false statement.
I agree with you. What is the truth?
It's false, never shoplifted.
Okay.
Okay.
With the body language, when you're giving something true off, you tend to be a little bit more bouncy and energetic. But I think the eye contact, the eyes gave it away completely. I still sleep with a teddy in my bed.
What's the teddy's name?
Greg.
How long have you had Greg?
Since I was probably 3.
How did you get him?
I think it was a birthday gift. I'm not quite sure. I've just always had it.
From who?
From my parents, probably.
What sort of toy is Greg?
A teddy.
Isn't it like an actual bear?
Yeah, it's like a little grey bear.
Do you actually cuddle him every night, or is he just there?
Bit embarrassed about that. No, I just have him in my bed.
Why is he called Greg?
I don't know, you know. I don't know. I think the name's changed over the years, and
Have you got any pictures on your phone of him?
heck.
Okay.
Hard to know. I have no
It's not
idea.
giving a lot away. It's not giving a lot away, to be
No,
honest.
nothing. I want to say it's true.
I'm going to say it's false.
It's false.
For me, it was over conversation of eye contact, I think. I just think it was too controlled. That's why I kind of, for me.
Yeah, it's very hard to tell though. You're very
It was
quick
very
with
hard
your
to tell.
answers.
Greg, I don't know where that came
Greg,
from.
literally.
First
Greg.
thing that popped into my head.
I had appendicitis for 5 years.
Who was appendicitis for 5 years?
Me.
How old were you when you had appendicitis?
From about 21 to 26.
26. Can you talk me through a little bit about appendicitis?
I had this horrible stomach pain that sort of appeared and it would sort of put me out of action for about 24 hours and then it would just disappear, then it would come back a few months later. And after all these tests, we had no idea what it was, and it turns out it was my appendix for 5 years.
And you've had your appendix?
Had it removed now.
Okay. How was the operation?
Great. Literally, I woke up and I felt amazing because I didn't have this thing in me poisoning me anymore.
No way, there must have been some quite bad times for your
It
parents
was.
and stuff.
Yeah, very stressful.
Quite stressful on it.
Yeah.
Were they okay?
Yeah. It was during COVID, I had to have it out, so
Right.
nobody could really be with me.
So what was the age you had it? You said.
26.
So are you 28 now, aren't you?
Yeah.
Okay. It's a little bit like the last one.
Yeah.
You're getting really good at covering stuff up.
What are you going to say?
I'm going to go with false.
It's true.
So, yeah, I was about to say, yeah, true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Appendicitis 5 years. My doctor's never heard of it either, and still now some doctors tell me it doesn't exist, but it definitely did.
A lot of the time with this stuff, it's like being a detective because you're having to eliminate things. You can see it's mentally tiring, isn't it? And you imagine some police interviews might last 3, 4, 5 hours, or even days. They'll interview somebody all day and then put them back in the cell, and then they'll interview them again all day tomorrow. So
Yeah.
it's really breaking down someone's resolve in a way, and unraveling their story.
It's hard to do it in 60 seconds, isn't it?
It's really hard to do it in 60 seconds. It's really hard to think of the questions on the spot
Yeah.
and also be trying to read your reaction. The one thing that gets me is the eye contact, because for me, I would see looking away as a sign of deception.
Yeah, so both as interrogator and the interrogatee, I think both agree it's massively mentally fatiguing.
Yeah.
And that's why in an interview you'll generally have a secondary person that's making the notes, because you, as an interrogator, you can't do everything. Similarly, the other person can't juggle those balls. You can't do all that because you can miss things.
Yeah.
You might say something, and then if I didn't have somebody backing me up with notes, I might miss that. And that's why you tend to still see sort of two people conducting the interview or the
Yeah.
interrogation.
Really interesting.
Yeah.
Right, thank you very much,
Darren.
guys. Thanks for playing.
Thank you.
Learned a lot.
Thank you.